Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. As I'm sure you know, on Tuesday Iran launched a massive strike on Israel, firing around 180 ballistic missiles of various types at different targets within Israel, some military, some residential. You guys have asked us to do a reenactment of it or some sort of simulation of it. I didn't really want to do it. I only do 3 days a week now with GR and I don't have much time. But so many of you have messaged now, I thought, okay, fine, let's do something. What we know about the attack, as I said, Iran fired 180 missiles from between 600 and 800 miles range into Israel. The majority it fired were the Shahab 3 type and its various subtypes. Most were intercepted, some got through. Israel claimed that most of the ones that got through were their new Fatah 1 type, apparently a sustainable hypersonic missile with terminal maneuvering, though Israel dispute this and they say that the Fatah was not fired. In terms of who intercepted the missiles and what assets were used, most were intercepted by Israel. They used 3 types of SAM, David Sling, Arrow 2 and Arrow 3. All indigenous systems. They almost certainly did not use Iron Dome. Iron Dome is not an anti-ballistic missile system. It's a shorter range system for more localized threats like BM-21 rockets. Apparently, also, the American Navy Aegis-equipped ships fired at least 12 missiles and therefore probably downed several missiles, as well as that Jordanian assets apparently shot some missiles down, but no idea how many or which assets were used. And that brings us on to what we're going to do today. Viewers, today's production will not be very high quality for 3 reasons. 1, my voice is playing up as usual. 2, my mouse has just broken and I haven't had time to get a new one, so I've gone and got a spare one that I found that my baby's been using and it's all smashed up and just about works. And you won't believe how hard it is to play a game or a sim with a mouse that barely works. But anyway, we'll do that. As well as that, as I said, I've actually got no time to do this, so I've snuck out in the middle of the night while my wife is in bed, so we're going to have to be quiet as I must not wake her up or I will be in trouble. Now, originally you guys asked for a reenactment, but unfortunately I can't do that, viewers. For one reason, I don't know how many missiles were fired at which parts of Israel, so it would be a complete guess. As well as that, and most importantly, I don't have the required assets. To do this realistically, I would need the indigenous David Sling, I would need Arrow 2, I would need Arrow 3, and unfortunately I don't have those. As I said, I have Iron Dome, but it's not an anti-ballistic missile site. So I thought let's change things around then. Let's launch the 180 Iranian ballistic missiles, but let's launch them at just one site. The good thing about that is we can more easily analyze the effectiveness that they have. And defending against them, let's use units we do have. We do have a lot of American anti-ballistic assets. We have Patriot PAC-3, we have NASAMS 3, we have THAAD, we have Aegis ships with SM-2, SM-3, SM-6, ESSM, and so on. So let's fire the missiles and see how many and what types of assets are required to stop that many missiles. I think that'll be fun and still a bit educational. In terms of the layout today, we don't actually have Iran on this map here where we have the target which is going to be in Israel. So we've got Israel here, we've got Syria here, and it doesn't go to Iran, which is probably for the best as it will take ages for the missiles to do the 700 miles. So instead, we're doing a halfway house. We're firing the missiles at 350 miles. We're going to fire them from aircraft, simulating the missiles halfway through their trajectory. It's not quite right, but it's going to be near enough for today. We're using general purpose ballistic missiles. It's actually called a YJ-21, but all we care about for today is it's a ballistic missile. It's going to max out at about Mach 10. It's going to impact the ground at about Mach 4. And it's going to follow the rough parabola that the real missiles followed, according to the footage that we can see from Tuesday night. I can't fire all 180 missiles perfectly at the same time like I like to because I'm going to crash my PC. So instead I'm going to stagger them slightly, but only within a small threshold. So all missiles should be fired within about 7 minutes. In terms of the target, as I said, all are going for a nominal target. It's a military target with no humans around, so don't worry, no one's going to get hit. It's just in the middle of this runway here. In terms of what's defending, well, nothing. To begin with, we'll just do a test just to see how the missiles fly with no defence. Then we'll add in a Patriot sight with the PAC-3 missiles, the most suitable missiles for this, the MSE variant. We'll try 5 launchers. Each launcher has 12 missiles, so whatever that is, I think 60 missiles. Then we'll try THAAD. THAAD will have 4 launchers. Each launcher has 8 missiles, firing THAAD interceptors, much higher range, much higher altitude of intercept than the PAC-3. Obviously, the way these work is in a layered defense system, which I don't have time to explain to you today, but I'm sure you know all about this anyway. We'll assess the effectiveness there, and then if we have to, we'll start bringing in the Aegis-equipped ships. Okay, let's go without any defense. Again, I apologise, viewers, the quality will be bad today, but it's still going to be a bit of fun, I think. Alright, first bomber in. In case you did skip the briefing, we are firing these missiles from halfway between Iran and Israel. And to skip the time, we're just firing them from an airborne asset. The type of missile we'll be using is a generic ballistic missile. It will top out at a maximum of about 300,000 feet. It will achieve up to 10 times the speed of sound and impact around 4 times the speed of sound. Just so you can see the overview here, as you can see, aircraft are sequentially spawning in, firing their missiles. It's going to be a while before the missiles get there, so we'll speed things up. We'll better have the CPU counter in the corner there just to see when we overstress, and it's inevitable we're going to overstress the system. As you can see at the bottom there's speed, 4,000 knots at 250,000 feet. That's probably about Mach 10 to Mach 12 in my guesstimation. Speed it up a bit more, just about to see the ground, 270,000 feet, 280,000 feet, and peaked there at 275,000 feet, and I saw 4,100 knots at the top. Overview, so you can see, and that's how it's going to look. That is going to be maybe not even too dissimilar to how it looked in real life, except obviously all 180 weren't going for the same target. Out of interest, strategically, before firing these missiles, Iran had about 3,000 ballistic missiles of various types. I guess now they've got just over 2,800. Missile reached 4,200 knots there at 130,000 feet. The missile will speed up as it descends, and then it will slow down again as it gets into the thicker atmosphere. 4,000 knots, 60,000 feet. Slowing down now, pushing its way through the atmosphere now, glowing red hot as the air friction burns the speed off. 3,000 knots, 16,000 feet. Ascending at the approximate angle that we saw on the videos the other day, 2,500 feet. Sorry, my words, I'm very tired. 2,200 knots at sea level is what it's hit at. Boom. They're all going to hit that target, obviously. This is the city of Haifa, I believe, viewers. Right, that's the profile that they'll be flying at. Now let's start adding some SAMs in. So the first SAM we'll add in will be a large Patriot sight, by which I mean it's got a lot of PAC-3 launchers as compared to the average. The average sight would only have 3 PAC-3 launchers. We could add PAC-2 in, but PAC-2 is a fragmentation warhead type system and is not... It can be used against anti-ballistics, and it has been used against ballistic missiles, but it's not as specialised as PAC-3. Here is the system preparing. I'm sure you've seen it all. Here is the system preparing. I'm sure you can see it before. Search radar, EPP, ECS, and what was it? Five launchers. Alright, in terms of when they're going to fire, well, they can fire up to a maximum altitude of a ballistic missile at 120,000 feet, maximum range of about 60 miles, but they probably won't be able to fire at that today. We'll have to see. Right, missiles will be fired. I'll speed it up as best I can. Let's see when the missiles fire. Okay, let's watch the sight now. Fire, my pretties, fire. Viewers, in case anyone's watching, what's that monument up there? What's that building up there on the Haifa mountain there? Please let me know. 91 missiles fired. Quite impressive, huh? Oh, pause. Sorry, viewers, but I've got to go and find out for science when that fired. There's the site. It fired at... Wow, getting this mouse to work is really hard. It fired at 42 nautical miles when the hostile missile was at 93 100,000 feet. So, completely different to what we saw last time, and that's because this time the ballistic missiles are taking a different route, and this is a really interesting thing to think about, viewers. And I was thinking about this as I watched the footage from the other night, and as I was having a play around here. The trajectory of the ballistic missile is so important to its likelihood of interception. Also, how it fires geographically in relation to where the defensive assets fire. It is a nightmare intercepting these. I mean, it's relatively easy in a perfect vacuum like this where you know they're firing at the SAM, but if I place these at different geographical locations, getting the actual engagements and interceptions is really, really hard. And you can actually spoof these systems quite easily by changing the trajectory of the ballistic missile. So instead of going down steeply, which is what I would imagine ballistic missiles would want to do, come straight down on the target. It turns out that's wrong. What they really want to do is come down as flat as they can, because when they're in the thicker atmosphere, even if they're going slower, it's much harder for the interceptors to get to them. Really interesting when you start studying it. I need to do a proper study and a proper video on it. Again, I'll probably never get time, but it is fascinating. I would love to one day interview someone who works on this kind of stuff. Really, really interesting stuff. Kind of got me thinking as I was watching those, very low ballistic profiles that we saw as the missiles that actually got through. Right, how well are these going to intercept? Well, it depends on so many factors, viewers. How fast are the missiles going at that point? What the altitude of those missiles at that point, and so on. Again, perfectly, they're in a perfect straight line in this case, giving them absolute perfectness. But the more off angle they have to go, the harder the intercept and the less likely the intercept. I mean, there's almost infinite variables. Well, 100% PK so far, so that's great work from Pack 3. That's not to say they're going to stay 100% interception, viewers. Now, unfortunately, it's not very sexy seeing it in 2D, but this gives us the best data. Miss! There's a miss there. Now, how are they going to get time to re-engage this? Because it's coming at 3,000 knots. Does Patriot have enough time to do the calculations to get another missile out to re-engage it? It has. Well done, Patriot. Well done. Just. As you can see, they're not infallible, and one has now finally got through. It's leaked. I mean, you're dealing with one system against... Jesus Christ. You're dealing with one system against 180 missiles coming in from different angles. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Pause. Sorry, I can't keep up now. It's playing catch-up. It's got behind, as you can see, due to misses, and it's now playing catch-up. Now, at some point, is it going to get overwhelmed? Yeah, I said it. Overwhelmed. Amazingly, not yet. That really is impressive. The ballistic missile slows down. Now look at its speed. As per real life, they were intercepting real life at about Mark 2, Mark 3. Here today, they're intercepting about Mark 2,000 knots, about Mark 3 to 4. And finally, one's got through. The system's been defeated. Pause. You can see that it's still trying to play catch up, but it was working behind itself by that point, and it could no longer keep up. And that's it. At that point, the missiles got through. And it can never get back ahead of itself. It can never get back ahead of itself once it's got behind. Now, don't get me wrong. Obviously, that was always going to happen. But brilliant, brilliant piece of science there, looking at how the trajectory of the incoming missiles can affect the interceptability, how the placement of the SAM and the way the SAM works can change the interceptability, or probability of kill, whatever, and also the geographic, and this is something again we haven't looked at. The geographic locations of these are so important. I could space that 10 miles over there and it would have much less effect. Really interesting stuff. Anyway, it's been beaten. I don't want to waste your entire evening or mine, so let's go straight to THAAD. I've got no real way of really quantifying how many are going to get through, how many are going to be intercepted, all that kind of stuff. I could do it with some clever scripting if anyone out there is willing to write a clever script for me, but I certainly don't have time. So we're going to have to do it by feel, viewers. Right, now, again, not to waste your time, I'm going to scroll forward as the missiles get launched. I'm going to have a quick look at THAAD. I'll just blast through the figures just in case you don't know. Obviously, Patriot intercepts up to about 100,000 feet. This will intercept up to about 500,000 feet. Much bigger missiles, much faster missiles. They'll go much higher, designed to get those ballistics when they're much higher. And that's what you want. You want a big umbrella to intercept them really high, and then these ones to intercept them when they're a bit lower if they get through, and then NASAMs or whatever to intercept them if they get through as the last reserve. Phalanx probably won't be much use against them. These will also have a longer lateral range rather than 60 miles, more like 100 miles. Right. That's as much nerdiness as you want. Now, when will they fire? Well, let's go straight back and find out. Also, what will be their probability of kill? Well, what I'm learning, viewers, is the probability of kill changes every time we use this, because every time it's a different situation. The ballistic missile is fired from a different range, and the ballistic missile always has the same amount of power, the same amount of fuel on board, so it will adjust its trajectory just like it does here in DCS, and that'll affect, you know, at what speed and at what altitude and what air resistance it's at when this missile tries to intercept it. Isn't that fascinating? I think it is anyway. Now, how well is it modelled in DCS? Well, probably only roughly. Pause, realistically. You know, it's not a ballistic missile sim, but that's probably good enough for us at the moment anyway. Right, come on, mouse. So they fired at a range of 100 miles. How about that? And the ballistics were, oh, look at that, 220,000 feet. They fired when the ballistic missiles were 220,000 feet. Now that is an impressive weapon. Don't get me wrong, it's no SM3, but it's still very impressive. I'm sure you know all about these missiles, viewers, but we'll go through the basics anyway. They're a two-piece missile, main rocket booster section, and the hit-to-kill vehicle that does not have a warhead. It just rams itself into the object. Now up here, you've got no way of manoeuvring. There's no air, so you can't manoeuvre with fins and aerodynamic surfaces. So you have these space shuttle-esque thrusters. I mean, it's really interesting tech, because essentially you are intercepting these things in space, which is kind of weird. Now, they've gone up in an arc and they're diving down. Pause. Why do they do that? It's because they want to do as much of the journey as they can above the thing they're trying to intercept, because that means they can get there faster, which they want to do, obviously. They don't want to go down and up, because they'd have to go through the thick air and they would get there much slower, be much less effective. It's very complex stuff. You'd have to be very smart to, you know, actually understand this stuff properly, which obviously I don't. Great interception probability of kills so far, viewers. Again, I think there's too much going on to really get any really good data, so let's do it by feel. Those are intercepts. You can tell when it intercepts the way that they... Remember, it's not actually exploding, it's actually hitting it. Now, unfortunately in DCS we can't actually do that. It doesn't model that. Two have missed. You see that? Two have missed. So we have to use small explosives, but well, yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? Oh, Pack 3 is coming out now. Let's get an overview. Fortunately, the colour of the ground hides a lot of the detail. Well, we're doing much better so than last time. Very few have got through, although I worry slightly that, you know, they're going to get on top of them. 115 hostile missiles fired so far. Let's have a little look at the interceptors. 23 THAAD fired, 21 Pack 3 fired. I've asked the sites to be linked together, so they will be talking to each other so that they don't attack each other's target. Two missed there. Did you see that? Pack 3's missed. That's a Pack 3 problem. Now, that doesn't always mean that that's what they'll do. Sometimes they will double up their efforts, because it's just not that simple, and it's not that simple in real life. Again, programming a system like Aegis in real life is almost unbelievably complex, with almost infinite parameters. These very smart people. Brilliant work from these two sites so far, though. Let's keep watching. THAAD still going up. Now, the THAADs can't shoot close up. They can only shoot when the target is high up, above 40,000 feet or something. I've forgotten what the figure is, but it's high. But that kind of works beautiful with the layers of Patriot taking over from that point anyway. All the 70 SAMs fired, 140 hostile missiles fired. Every single missile has been taken out so far. The PK of Pack 3, I'm guessing, is feels like about 80% so far. The interception of THAAD looks like about 90%. So it's in good parameters for THAAD to intercept. I think it's the trajectory. You see that miss? That was a hit-to-kill vehicle that missed. Oh no, it's got through. That said, I think Pack 3 is also a hit-to-kill vehicle as well, i.e. not explosive. So sometimes they miss. I think we've got through. Oh, I just realised what we should have done, viewers. What we can do is look at the time. Although we can't look at the quantity, we look at the time at the bottom. The time that they get through, you know, the higher the better. That means the more have been taken out. Okay, so this is 6 minutes 44. It feels like the last time was about 4 minutes, so obviously it's done much better than last time. It has got through. Just too much to deal with. Have a look at the overview. Yeah, it's got on top of it. But it did better. I mean, you're not going to stop that, right? You're just not going to do it. But out of interest, what's been fired? All fads were fired, so it looks like once the fads had dried up, Patriot did its best, but just could not. You know, there's only so far it could go, and it's reached that point where it's just got up behind itself so much that it's now trying to fire at stuff that have already hit the ground, and it just gives up. It says, you know, divide by 0. Great, 6 minutes and 44. Right, viewers, now it's time to bring in the Navy. Oh, I'm getting into this, although I can't get shouty and excited because I would wake the family up. I'm getting quite excited now because I know as much of what's going to happen as you. Now, I'm going to start adding in the Navy. It's going to be the best ship they have, which is the Arleigh Burke Flight 3. I'm aware there's only a few in the world, but, you know, we need to choose something. It doesn't necessarily need to be realistic to real life. It's, you know, we're trying to find out what is needed to intercept this stuff. I'll just add one. Now, one problem to real life again is that it's not going to be linked to these guys in DCS. You can link ground to ground. You cannot link ground to Navy, not in the way that we're going to need to do it today. They can share each other's radars in game, but they can't share each other's IADs. So, but these guys were talking to each other and IADsing themselves together, so they didn't, you know, hit the same target. These guys won't. So it'll be a you know, a thing. So that's it. I mean, even in real life, maybe that's the way it's going to work. I'm aware. I think Patriot can talk to Aegis in real life, but how well can it talk to Aegis? How can it IADS effectively with Aegis? You know, geographically, would it work? What if the ships were over here? What if Patriot was out of line of sight? You know, it was 50 miles away behind a mountain. Could it still, you know, IADS with that ship? I don't know. Sorry, I forgot to turn the ship on. Knobhead. The ship's about 10 miles or 20 miles or whatever it is away from Haifa. It shouldn't affect it hugely. Obviously, CWIS won't work. ESSM won't work very well, but the big SAMs should work. Right, we're going to skip forward. In terms of the ship, viewers, you know what it has by now. SM2, it's pretty terrible. Won't be very good at anti-ballistic work. SM3 should be very good. It should be even better than THAAD today. Hit it. Even you can do it like 750,000 feet intercept, like 150 miles range or something. SM6 is not really for this, but it can work for this. Active radar homing missile. You can go 150 miles laterally, intercept at about 120,000 feet. ESSM is at last reserve, the same type of thing as NASAMS 3. Probably won't be used today. I don't know. We'll see. Let's go. Most of the missiles, in reality, I mean, there aren't Arleigh Burkes doing this. Aren't Arleigh Burke Flight 3s doing this in real life? So most of the missiles being fired are probably SM2, upgraded SM2 in real life. But, you know, they're not having to shoot down 180 missiles in real life. Right. We'll watch what's going to fire first, which is probably going to be the destroyer. Sorry, viewers, I'm just going to have a sip of tea. Look at me waking up in the middle of the night and making tea. I'm so naughty. Something fired. It was THAAD. THAAD fired first. Isn't that interesting? 100 miles. The ship hasn't fired. No, why is that? Really, your guess is as good as mine, viewers. But it tends to know what it's doing. It tends to know when it wants to fire. Pause. Now the ship is firing. At first, SM6 has come out. Now, what parameters? Oh, it's an SM6, not an SM3. Well, you know what? Just go with it, viewers. Just go with it. There are lots of factors going on here. It's fired SM6 out of interest at 90 or 100 miles when it's at 200,000 feet. I didn't think it could do that, but it's probably me just getting it wrong. All right, but let's guess I was going to take a while to get there. There's SM3. It's waited till now. It said now is the time to pump out the SM3. Now, this is going to become just one giant cluster F. The SM3 is their premier anti-ballistic missile. It's brilliant and it can intercept things in proper space. However, it's very expensive. You pay for 12, 13, 14 bucks a shot, and it would only be used in extreme circumstances if the, you know, a carrier was in trouble or whatever. I don't know, obviously. That's a hit. You can tell when it's a hit. It's a hit. THAAD working beautifully together. Look at that. The Navy and the Army working hand in glove there. They were even deconflicting, although it's probably more luck by anything else. As I said, in DCS, they won't IADS together. But today, we're seeing a brilliant example of them working together. Look at that. Everything taken out at ranges of, 100 plus miles. And the missiles, they're coming in fast. That's over 4,000 knots at 100,000 feet. Pretty marked. I don't know, 7, 8, something like that. There's the ship launching. There's THAAD launching. Let's try and get another shot like that. I don't think we'll see any missiles getting through for a while, so we're good to watch on isometric. There's the ship. You can see the types, numbers of missiles fired. 10 SM2, they probably won't hit. 16 SM6 might hit. 6 SM3 will hit. 20 PAC-3 probably will hit. 27 THAAD will hit. Well, the star of the show so far is THAAD viewers. THAAD is just absolutely exceptional today. SM2, how well are they going to do? They can hit. It's just got to be in the right parameters. Whereas SM3, is going to have a wider threshold. They've missed. You see? I told you they would probably miss, and they've gone and missed. They are not suitable missiles for this kind of thing. They've got their little fins trying to work, you see? They're trying to manoeuvre with these fins at 80,000 feet. Not going to happen, sir. Right. We're at... Where's the time? 5 minutes and 42. My main concern is when SM3 and THAAD wear out. Once SM3 and THAAD have gone, then the trouble starts. 120 SAMs fired, 31 SM2, 16 SM6, 6 SM3, 37 PAC-3, and 32... THAADs are gone. The THAADs are gone. We're at 6 minutes in. Oh dear. The ship is not helping. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. Maybe it's doubling up a lot. It's deciding to fire SM2s. Is that realistic? Yes. The captain of the ship has to justify every single dollar of weapon he uses. And if he thinks he can get away with using an SM2, he'll fire a bloody SM2, as per real life. But in this case, I think he's chosen wrong, viewers. I think he should have pushed pause. How many SM3s does it carry? Has it used all its SM3s? It doesn't carry very many. You don't get like 40 of them. It may have used them. It may have used all its SM6s. That's probably actually what's happened. There you go. You don't get many SM6s. They're very expensive. Oh dear. Oh, geez. Sus. H. Corbett. Very close there. 6:40. 6 minutes and 40. Still got through. 100% got through. Only a few seconds longer than last time. No, it didn't get through. It's definitely just doing better. Oh, SSMs are helping out, but they're missing. Posh, you see that how it missed? It's because the angle it had to come in at. It simply could not make that intercept reliably. And we're finally through at 7 minutes. So it did better. It empirically did better. It didn't do as much better as we wanted it to do. Why? Probably because, as I said, it's not linked to the army, and therefore it was essentially a standalone asset. It was shooting at things that were already dead. That also, only 16 SM6s it had. It used all of its good missiles. It's simple as that. It used all of its good missiles, and everything's packed up now and given up. But it did do better. Right. Well, viewers, I'm aware I don't have much more time, so I'm going to add another one in. Just go straight in. Are we going to get bigger than 7 minutes? Well, theoretically, yes. Why? We've got more SM3s. We've got more SM6s. It's, probably the best way. I haven't got time to do this, but the best way to do this would be able to wait until all THAAD was fired, because THAAD is a shield. You cannot get through THAAD, as we're saying today, in the current parameters. Wait until THAAD is depleted, then turn the ships on and let the ships start firing SM3, SM6. That's probably what Aegis would give you. That real high-tech planning of knowing, don't waste THAAD at the same time as SM3 and SM6. We could script that in here, but again, I probably don't have time. So let's just let it play out. Let me know your thoughts on that, viewers. Is that something the Aegis ashore and onshore would be able to do? Right, presumably if THAAD's going to be firing, off it goes first. Usually SM3 will fire further, but it's just the particular profile of the ballistic missile we're seeing today. Okay, SM3, SM6 are firing. We now have twice as many. Now, although the Army and the Navy are not linked together in terms of IADs, these two are linked together in terms of IADs. So at least we will get deconfliction between these two assets. Really have pushed the everything button, haven't we? At this point there's going to be so much lead in the sky. Look at how fast the SM3 is. That's an intercept. That's an intercept. You can see the colour of the smoke and everything, whether it hit or not. I think they're working. Yep. That was an intercept. Well done. Oh, miss. Damn. The other ones were definitely working. Well, we know they were working because we've got a better time. Kill vehicle smashed into it. SM3 hit. SM3 hit. But they just haven't even got anywhere near this time. But again, we will run out of SM3. It shows the importance of assets like SM3. But again, and that, but again, cost. How do you decide the cost? You know, you can't have a whole battalion of THAADs and SM3s. How do you judge that cost? Well, some very clever guy somewhere is going to be doing that. Brilliant intercepts. I would say probably more than 90% PK with THAAD and Pack 3. Yes, Pack 3 today. Here's another THAAD. And it's over 5 minutes and nothing's got within 50 miles. I mean, that is... And I promise not to get excited today, but that is kind of pant-wigglingly exciting, right? Kill vehicle on its way down. I think that was a hit. THAAD hit. Look at THAAD overtaking the SM6. Hugely fast. Basically throwing space shuttles at things. Hit. Look at that. We are now at 6 minutes and nothing's got near. But unfortunately, all SM6s are done. All SM3s are done. All THAAD, we're done. All anti-ballistics are gone. All we've got is Pack 3 again, which is, you know, kind of last hope. The SM2s are being as useless. They're basically not doing anything. Pack 3 are... Oh, Jesus, just missed. Oh, no. Just one gets through every now and then with Pack 3. 6 minutes and 12. Oh, don't be worse. Please don't be worse. Every now and then gets through. Well done. Right, 6 minutes and 24 seconds in. Give me another minute. I want another minute. The problem is the ships don't carry enough SM6. They don't carry enough SM3, but that is true per real life. You will not see a destroyer full of those anti-ballistics. Oh, no. No. We're going to do worse. Ah, God damn it. Sorry, viewers. Well, another thing to remember here, viewers, is that there are a lot of randomizers as well. So, you know, you're not going to get the same efficiency every time. The efficiency, wow, they've shot their own friggin' town. The efficiency will vary. That's a shame. It's a shame. Alright, let's not waste your time. Let's not overanalyze it. It happened. Accept it. The best thing I can think of doing now, viewers, is just pumping up these guys, keeping them IADs, keeping them IADs together. And what we're doing now is we're adding a few more SM3, a few more, whatchamacallit, SM6s in. Again, they will overlap. I've got a cheeky idea, viewers. All right, watch this. I'm going to ask them not to enter the battle until... What do you reckon? 5 minutes? 4 minutes. 4 minutes and 30. So they're not going to start 4 minutes and 45. They're not going to start entering the battle until 4 minutes and 45. Hopefully allowing them to deconflict with the THAAD. That's going to give us a much more Aegis-like intelligence. Because that's the kind of evening it is, I'm afraid. As I said, I only do 3 days a week with GR now. Unfortunately, it seems to be making me unwell for some reason I don't understand. And it's also not paying me any money anymore, or not really. So I need to find a way of making some money like a normal person, unfortunately. It's a shame, but It is life. It is free market capitalism, viewers. It's, you know, no one deserves a free ride. Right, so here goes Thad. So in 60 seconds, the ships are going to spawn in. Hopefully, I've not left that too late, but we'll see. Now, I know it's tempting to speed it up at this point, viewers, but if I speed it up too far, I'll start losing calculations, processes, and we'll get inaccuracies, and we don't want that. We want to keep these lovely big PKs. We are 4 minutes in now. 20 seconds to go until the ships spawn in, and probably another 10 seconds to warm their systems up. Oh, I am clever sometimes, aren't I, viewers? Look at that, almost perfect. By that time, 32 Thad would have been fired. Devilish, devilish, viewers. Alright, let's get some more Thad out. Oh, I thought we had a miss there, we didn't. Alright, oh no, the ships didn't spawn in. Yay! I love it when nothing I ask works. But I put 4:45, didn't I? There we go, 4:45. Oh, that worked even better, look at that. Right, now the ships are going to take over. Off they go. Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful. Don't worry, nothing's getting through that. You're not going to miss anything. 6 SM3 out. 5 SM6 out. 28 Thad. There's still 4 more Thad. $13, 14 SM3 out, 12 SM6 out, so the SM3s are going in. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Look at that, absolutely amazing. Smash your hit-to-kill vehicle right into your big, fat Iranian face. Look how slow the SM6s go. They're only Mark IV capable. How slow they go if launched from the ground, compared to everything, compared to the proper anti-ballistics. 140 defensive SAMs out. We are 6 minutes in and nothing's got within... Well, I don't know, obviously. Oh, no, we missed. We've got to miss. Occasionally they will miss, viewers. Nothing's infallible. Atmospheric conditions. Deficiency with the radar signal. Oh, God, there's almost infinite factors that can affect their PK. A miss. There was a miss. Oh, dear. Someone pick it up. We are... 6:40. Someone pick it up, please. Pedro's picked it up. Now this PK will be good. Yes! Good teamwork, boys. Really good teamwork. Got a few minutes to have a look at stuff. Right. All Thad is gone. All SM3 is gone. Almost all SM6 is gone. Almost all Pack 3 is gone. We've almost just run out of everything. 200 missiles fired. But look how well we're doing. We're over 7 minutes. We're over 7 minutes. Oh, isn't this exciting, Viewington? Oh, they're still firing now. Nothing stops 180 missiles. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and nothing stops that. SM2s. I almost want to remove the SM2s. In fact, it wouldn't make any difference, viewers. It's not really tying any resources up. Well, maybe. I don't know. Nothing's got through yet. We're at 7 minutes and 30. 7 minutes and 30. Ships are exhausted. They've got nothing left. Everything of consequence is fired. Pause. Pack 3 is out. Thad is out. ESSMs can be fired, but from 10, 20 miles away, they're just not fast enough reaction time. Again, talking about location that we alluded to at the beginning. SM6 is pretty much gone. SM3 is gone. And unfortunately, well, we did make it to 7 minutes and 7 minutes and 40. Viewers, we'll do one more because I can't justify any more time, unfortunately. And then we'll call it a night. We're going to put a... what's 8 ships? Is it a flotilla or a squadron? 4 is a squadron, isn't it? 8 is a flotilla. Blast, I can't remember. My naval training, my naval training. Right, we've just pressed the everything button. US, I believe, doesn't even have this many Flight 3s in real life. But let's pretend it's a load of Flight 2s. Like 20 Flight 2s or something. And they'll come in at 4:45 again. Alright, viewers, last time for the books. Hold the excite button down. I'm holding the excite button down. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. 3.5 minutes in. Four minutes in, 45 seconds until the Navy turns up. Navy are always late. I'm going to speed it up a bit, but I'm going to be careful. PK is good. Still. Navy is in. Oh, slow down. Right, just in time as well. Go, boys. That was a wasted missile. Why did that happen? That's because it fired at the same target as what a THAAD just took out. In real life, that missile could probably redesignate onto a new target, but there's so much we can do. I could sit and watch that all night, but I'm not. I won't do it. You know what I can do? I can... No, I can't. Doesn't matter. Right. Pointless me talking. You can see everything. What have we got to beat? 7 minutes and 30. We're 7 minutes and 30 to defeat, haven't we? Smash. Smash. Look at that beautiful PK of these big, expensive missiles. Doing beautiful, expensive things. Some of you complained that they're not working very well in some of the war games, and you're right, but it's mainly down to the target. If the target's up there, well, 80,000 feet, it can take it out quite nicely. Sometimes we can't allow the missiles to fly up to 80,000 feet if fired, for instance, by moving ships against moving ships. It's just a shortcoming of the game. We have to make it go at 50,000 feet. And then, of course, the SM3 doesn't really work anymore because it's not designed to be at 50,000 feet. If that gets through, we just have things we have to work with. Thank Jesus Christ. We are at 6 minutes and 44, and I've got a good feeling, viewers, and don't get me wrong, I don't for 1 minute think I'm going to take 180 ballistic missiles out. Think how many Israeli David Sling, Arrow 2 and Arrow 3 they must have had scattered around at different positions, at the right position, just the right position, to get those intercepts. The guy who placed them needs a friggin' medal. And it's cat and mouse because Iran will have movable missiles. It will move them somewhere else to fire them from a different angles to get past. I mean, luckily for Israel, Israel's a small country and they can, you know, the umbrella, they can cover the umbrella pretty easily. Time is 7 minutes and 30. We've just beaten it. We've just beaten it, viewers. Now, how far? Oh, no. Oh, we're almost at pack 3. We're almost at pack 3. Damn it, it's so frustrating, isn't it? We're not doing anything wrong. I'm pretty sure we're not doing anything wrong. It's just... No, they're done. Feckin' hell. Pause. 6 minutes and 4. We've got an extra 10 seconds. It's just too bloody hard to do this. Let's check. It could have been a one-off. Could have been a one-off, viewers. Let's just see. Occasionally you will get a ghost that comes through, you know. Wow, they're still being... No, all 180 are out. You know, I think we've got to the first point where all 180 have been out at least. No, we're out. ESSMs are useless at this range. Pack 3 are run out. Or not firing. Look, pack 3. There is some pack 3 left there, but they've been overwhelmed, or they've got to a state of giving upness. Look, they could fire easily. I think at that point we may have stretched the game past what it can do. He could fire easily. I think we just fired too many missiles. Made the integer too big. Yeah, nothing's firing anymore. Look, most it is, but only at very small levels. I don't know. Oh well. There's not much more I can do, viewers. You can see the efficiency, as I add more assets, is actually getting worse. Like how you increase the number of employees at a company, the efficiency goes down proportionally. I would say, at this point, we've really hit the limit of what DCS can do in terms of its thinking. You need an unbelievably intelligent system like Aegis to be able to sit and do these calculations in real time. Obviously, this is a game. It does a small, very rough version of it because it needs to run at 60 frames a second, which was, you know, to sell copies. Aegis doesn't have to worry about that. Oh, look, so close as well. 300 out. Might as well run it to the end. I'm going to speed up a bit, viewers. We've got nothing to lose now. So, with a Patriot, a THAAD, and a Destroyer Flotilla, we couldn't do it, unfortunately. We've probably shot down probably 140 missiles, I'm guessing. But occasionally they'll get through and our close-in defence is gone. Maybe I could have added an ASAMs, but I'm out of time now anyway. And most of the good missiles are gone as well. All SM3 is gone. There's still some SM6. They should have used those SM6 to shoot those ones that got through. But they were just too tied up, too tunnel visioned to think about it. Another one's got through now. No close in defence. Oh well, there you go, viewers. That's the best I can do. As you can see, there's not really, it's not really a great deal more I can do. I hope you enjoyed it otherwise, and I'm going to bed. Good night.